This is Idle with Fresh Mark Scents, another fresh review. Today I'll be reviewing why Dylan Blue by Versace is such a special perfume out of all the blue fragrances, and I'll be reviewing 4 other blue fragrances over the last 20 years and reviewing what makes this so fresh and why I prefer it out of the blue scents. Stay fresh guys, stay tuned. So I already mentioned that Dylan Blue by Versace is my favorite out of the blue fragrances because of its oceanic freshness. It has a very uplifting ambroxan and great cooling Calibrian Bergamot. Now I will mention some other bergamot fragrances in the blue line, as I believe that bergamot and geranium and ambroxan are a staple in all of these scents. So what characterizes as different is because the violet leaf with the bergamot, it creates a cooling effect, and the papyrus in the middle notes, the top notes are Calibrian Bergamot, there's a bit of pepper, middle notes are papyrus, ambroxan, and base notes, they have some incense note as well. So it has a bit of a smoky characteristic, but it has a smoky fresh characteristic, which is very interesting because usually smoky perfumes come out as a little bit spicy and sometimes overbearing, but this has a cool smoke characteristic that I believe Sauvage was trying to make but never really got the cooling perfume down to a T. The mix of violet leaf with Calibrian Bergamot, ambroxan, just as Sauvage has, but with a little bit the water notes and mix of grapefruit gives it a zesty freshness that the Sauvage it does not have. I believe that Sauvage is a more clean, fresh scent. When I compare it, it has geranium, it has Calibrian Bergamot and black pepper in the top note, and I believe that is what's responsible. It's only 2 top notes of Calibrian Bergamot and black pepper really let the bergamot shine, and this is what really started all of the blue fragrances. I believe that this is a reference for the last 20 years of blue fragrances, and this is the blue fragrance that has spawned many others and spawned a genre in itself. So this definitely has a more sweet and fresh characteristic, but I prefer this because it's more uplifting and cooling fresh. But moving on to more blue scents and why I didn't choose, well, not why I didn't choose them, but why they're different. Versace Eros, this is my favorite blue scent overall. This is my most uplifting, refreshing favorite choice for summer, and this is my favorite for celebratory events. And I don't use this every day, but I'm more likely used for this on a daily basis. But I chose this in the scent line simply because it has that beautiful geranium and creamy sandalwood and vanilla base that is also responsible for fragrances like Bleu de Chanel going a little bit more woody, and Sauvage Parfum, which tried to implement a vanilla note very nicely, but I think it was in keeping with the DNA, and it didn't stray into the Bleu de Chanel or Versace Eros category, but it still didn't really nail the vanilla note like they do in Versace Eros. I think it's my favorite blend, along with maybe Jardin exclusive, but I find that this is a classic scent, and this is also responsible for a lot of blue party scents that you'd see on the market. So Versace Eros and Sauvage Eau de Toilette are responsible for most of the blue fragrances in the last 20 years. Now let me move on to the newer selections, when they tried to not use geranium and use other things for uplifting freshness, such as sage in Yves Saint Laurent's Y Eau de Parfum. Now this has a juicy pear note mixed with the bergamot, and I'd say this is the most juicy out of the rest. The Versace Eros is fruity and creamy and has the best vanilla note, but this is the most juicy fresh because it mixes bergamot with pear, and in the middle you have the same ambroxan note, but it really uplifts it with a herbal freshness of sage. On to the next scent, a creamy sandalwood vanilla Jimmy Choo Man Blue. This opens up with a sage note. I'm reading it from the top because I always forget. Sage and black pepper. The black pepper gives a little bit of punch. It highlights the freshness of the sage. It starts off aromatic rather than juicy. It doesn't have a juicy note. It's for the blue scent wearer, which is more common of today, that wants to smell sweet, fresh, and generally masculine, but doesn't want to wear too much rose or ambroxan to bring about too much sweetness as to maybe be construed as a party scent or going out scent. This is definitely an office restrained blue scent that is more mass appealing for everybody. I believe anyone could wear Jimmy Choo Man Blue. The top notes are as follows: clary sage and black pepper, heart notes of leather and cypress, base notes of sandalwood and vanilla. So that sandalwood and vanilla is very prominent and very Versace Eros-esque, let's say, in that it nails it, but it adds a leather note. And I feel that the success of Jimmy Choo Man Blue with the leather note mixed with the blue note may have spun off the Versace 2020 Eros Parfum, when they added a leather note with a slight touch of mandarin to highlight that leather. And it was a bit strange though, because I prefer the eau de toilette, because mixing oranges with apples, I mean, there's a saying that goes, but it kind of works, but more apple than orange, and it was a bit of a smoothie effect. It wasn't too clashing with the apple, but I prefer the eau de toilette of Versace Eau de Toilette Eros over the eau de parfum, simply because the blend is just better, and I don't really prefer the orange note. It does highlight the extra mint, but it's not for. So this is your office scent, more subdued, wearable blue scent for everybody, Jimmy Choo Man Blue. This is your going out nighttime scent, party scent, whatever you call it, Versace Eros. This will get you noticed, impress people, and great for all celebrations. This is your going out, almost daytime scent. I think the freshness of this suits the daytime, and it's also if you want to impress somebody, and it's a classic scent that it's a very fail-safe scent, the most fail-safe scent out of all of them, including Jimmy Choo Man Blue, almost equal in that regard. And then this is your fresh daytime scent, uplifting, that would sort of wake you up in the morning, but also give you that motivating freshness from the juicy bergamot and pear. Sweet, it's uplifting after workout or something. If you wanted to relax after work or just wanted to have fun, it's more playful. But I'd say why eau de parfum would make yourself feel great, and Eros eau de toilette would be mass appealing for others if you want to get noticed and impress people. And just to recap, the eau de toilette of Sauvage is also to impress people, but more in the workplace and in the daytime, or for daytime meets. And lastly, my most uplifting springtime scent for the hot weather, if I want something cooling, fresh, ozonic, something that would also bring some sweetness but uplift me at the same time. Before you guys mention it, Jimmy Choo Man Blue also paved the way for things like Bleu de Chanel and other scents like that, or it's similar to the other scents like that, where it comes more into the sandalwood and vanilla aspect of a blue scent and moving away from the bergamot and geranium scent. So that's the battle of the blues, as it were. This wins for my most uplifting scent. I originally chose this and thought, why is this better than the other scents, or why do I want to choose this today out of all the other scents? It's literally just because I wanted something uplifting, a little bit sweet, and I just miss the scent for the good times. But all of these scents have their own place, and if you think that I missed anyone out, or any other deserves a list on the canon of top 5 blue scents, let me know. But I think I covered it. So until then, stay fresh and take care.